So a lot of people have tweeted at me, like a lot of people, is our little exchange skating around during the Cup Finals when you guys fucked with me about my breath. You guys, how long did you guys plan that one? Do you remember that whole thing? You were in my head.
That was pretty quick, I think. I mean, we always had something on the go. I feel like
I know we did.
That group was so unique. I feel like with Flower and George. When George was there, he was always up to something. Obviously, you guys had your little side bets going on all the time, which our warm up revolved around the half moon with these
half moon. So everyone.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god! In games, the whole warm up just stopped for these two. Like literally,
you go like $1,000 a shot.
In warm-ups.
Yeah.
In an NHL game.
Yeah, and like if you go first and you go down bar in, and then like I'm like, dude, he ain't scoring, and then Fleury kicks it away. I'm like, yes. Then it'd get me fired up. But a couple times I lost, and I was just like, I think going into the game a little mentally weak because I just lost a couple hundred.
100%. And then you guys had the sprint contest, did you not?
Do you remember that?
That was the best. I actually told Nate about that the other day. Like, we're in the room. George's like, everyone on the ice in like 10 minutes. We're like, what's going on? You know, but we're like, it's going to be good. We don't know what it is. It's going to be good, though. So we get out there. These two are lined up on the goal line, ready to race to the red line. I don't know what was on, how much was on the line.
I think Terrian came out, too, didn't he?
Oh, everybody was out. Everybody was out.
Dude, Ray Sherrill was like on the stopwatch on the goal line doing it.
Oh, we had some fun.
All right, so you mentioned Fleury. Great friend of yours, Stanley Cup champ. But what was it like the years where a good buddy of yours kind of lost his game a little bit, lost his starting job? Like, everyone says how great he was to be around even when he was going through those times. Yeah. Did you think the same? Yeah,
definitely. He didn't change at all. I mean, that's
just hard.
Probably the hardest thing ever for him, knowing how competitive he is and coming in at a young age and just carrying it the whole way. Like, he made it look so easy, and that's not easy for a young goalie. So, you know, we kind of take that for granted, but the way he handled it, I mean, you couldn't handle it any better, and especially being a goalie, there's that little, you know, it's a little different. It's a little more competitive.
The ego side of goaltending is always
you have to have that to be good.
Yeah,
but,
you would have never been good to begin with.
What's that?
You would have never been good to begin with if you didn't have that motor.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he handled it unreal, and he was so huge in us, you know, winning. You look at some of the, like that Washington series.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we got so comfortable with him just making save after save after save, and then we'd get our chance, and boom.
Was that the second of the back-to-backs where he ended up taking over for most of that playoff? What was the feeling like when they ended up deciding to go back to Murray, and I think it was even in the finals? Or maybe it would have been the conference
final against Ottawa, yeah. So I think we struggled a bit in Ottawa. I think it was game 3. And I think Murray started after that, and he came in and played unreal. So it's, you know, at that point you're that deep, and we had been through that, you know, in the year prior.
Does that not even go through your head though? Or are you trying to just worry about and focus on your game? Or when you hear about the switching of goaltenders, is everyone kind of like, wow, that's a fucking very major decision on a guy who's carried us to here?
Yeah. We had a lot of the same guys the second year. So I think having gone through that the year before, and Flower handling it the way he did and not making a big, that was the best thing about it. Like, it automatically wasn't a distraction, and obviously you feel for him. We're teammates. He got us to that point, and we didn't know at that point if they were going to rotate after that, if Murray was going to go all the way. So you try not to read into it too much. It's part of the position, and we just tried to go with it, but it worked out.
I'm trying to, I don't want to insult Ottawa here, but were you guys shocked that went 7 games?
I wasn't. I mean, we talked a lot about it. They were such a different opponent. Like, they sat back.
But if they would have went to the Cup final, I would have been rattled. I would have been pissed. I'm like, they don't. You know, you guys. I think it was Game 7 overtime, was it not?
Yeah, double.
Yeah, I guess who scored that one?
Cooney.
The best one was when they were all wearing his jersey.
Oh, that was the best
game, and there was all Kunitz on the ice.
You must have loved
that was in Chicago too, I think, wasn't it? I was like, holy shit, I'm not going to sleep at night. Actually, though, what a great guy he is, though. Everyone's told me, like, he made an impact right away hammering guys, too. That hit on Timonen.
Oh, that's one of the biggest hits I've ever seen. Yep. But he just, you know what, he can do anything. Like, it doesn't matter if he's not scoring, if he's not setting guys up. He's doing all those little things that you don't really notice, but you know that are so important to winning. And he just, in the playoffs, he always found a way to just elevate his game.
Yeah.
Going back to that first Cup win, Sid, what was the most unexpected thing about winning the Cup? Something that, like, no one told you about. You're like, holy shit, I didn't know this was going to happen.
I think just everything that comes with it after. Like, you think of winning, you think of, like, that feeling of hoisting the cup, being with your teammates. The parade probably is in your head just from seeing it, you know, on TV, that kind of thing. But it's just, you know, whether it's coming back home and seeing everyone huddle around wanting to see the cup. And I don't know, it's the people that are a part of it as you, you know, as you got older and made the NHL. Just, it's you winning it, but it feels like it's such a bigger group that wins it. So I think just having that impact, I don't think you really understand it until you win it.
How many years did you have to go before you didn't have any more roommates? Like, when you finally got a solo room?
I got my own room pretty early. I was lucky.
Yeah,
they were
you did.
good. Like Flower had obviously his goalie, so I think he got his own pretty early. But it used to be 500 games, wasn't it?
It used to be 500 games, but it was still like when we came in, I thought it was everyone had them because you were with like Odeline for a minute, and I was with
Rex. Yeah.
Yeah, like no.
They used to put the older guy with the young guy just to
so they could be like, hey, do everything and then pay the room bill.
Speaking of roommates, Lemieux, you lived at Lemieux's place for a while there.
What a
supposed
pad.
to be a year.
Supposed to be a year, and all of a sudden he just moved out. He's like, all right, once I win my third cup, I'll leave.
Yeah, at first was it a little uncomfortable living at someone else's house?
Yeah, I mean, right away. But he had 4 kids, and it's just a very like normal family. So I guess it kind of like it got normal pretty quick, just because obviously you look up to him. You know, he is who he is, but then you're in that family environment. You see just a regular guy. Obviously, he had an amazing career, but I was playing with him at that point too. So that was pretty awesome. I mean, drive to the rink every day and just kind of probably asking him every question in the book. And one of the best stories I have from my first, I think it was like first couple weeks there, they convinced me to get a dog right away. So I was like, I was like, I don't know if I need a dog right now. Like, I can barely do my own laundry. So they convinced me to get a dog. I have a puppy. Still have the puppy this day. Or 14-year-old Sam. But anyways, so I come back after the game and I smell something. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, puppy definitely like shit somewhere in the house. Like, I got to find out where this is, you know?
This is Mario's house.
Yeah, so I'm like looking everywhere, like all over the house. Finally I come around the corner and he's cleaning up all this shit like everywhere in the kitchen. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like, Mary Lemieux's cleaning up my dog shit.
Mario Lemieux is wiping off my dog shit.
I'm like, this is so backwards.
Yeah.
This should not be happening.
I would have been like, Mario, you told me to get the dog. I mean, it's not my fault.
That damn Bissonnette brought another broad here, Mario. Don't blame this on me.
Oh, is that
But
what we're doing?
he was awesome. Like he ended up retiring, I think, in November, maybe it was December. But the whole family, he was unbelievable to me, and still is to this day.
Do you remember Army and I were talking about this? I was actually crying, laughing. The text Mario sent you after the big night in New York you had your rookie year.
Taking a bite of the Big Apple?
Yeah, Army said he
loved that one, yeah.
Army's sitting there and he's just said, like, I mean, I'm telling the story for him, but Army's telling me this, like, yeah, I'm sitting there and his text gets Mario Lemieux. I'm like, holy fuck, let me see. And Sid had 2-2 against the Rangers that night, and Mario just writes, way to take a small bite out of the Big Apple, kid. And Army's like, oh my fucking God! Holy fuck, that's Mario Lemieux texted you that!
But that's so Army, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I probably was, like, reading on the bus. He's looking over my shoulder. He's like, who's that? Like, is that Mario? Is that
Yeah.
I was like, geez, like, play it cool, man.
No, Army's like, did you say anything about me? I got to talk about it a bunch of times today. I love you, Army.